Hello, everybody. My name is Ray. Welcome to the Evangelical Dark Web. Today, we're going to be discussing Steven Crowder and the recent comments he made on both Twitter and his daily show. And it has to do with the fact that he's not representing a good Christian witness. He is the #1 conservative YouTube channel on YouTube. And he's also a professing believer in Christ. So these two things really don't mesh with a lot of what he's saying lately. In particular, it has to do with the homosexual transgenderism movement in the United States. Some comments that he made on both the show and on Twitter really just undermine his professing faith, and they also promote homosexuality. There's just really no other way to put it. The way he acts on this issue, he has a moral equivalency between homosexuality and Christianity, and that's just wrong. So we're going to dive into this. Don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. So let's just take a look at his daily show, and then we'll look at the Twitter comments that he makes from here.
So I know if you're watching right now, again, we're crowdsourcing this. Think about it. Who has done more for actually, I don't want to say liberating, actually providing equality for the LGBTQ, let's just say gay and lesbians, the United States of America or Gay Inc. with the rainbow flag? Like, if you actually really look, going to Qatar and flying the colors of the country that allows people, and doesn't allow, that recognizes the right of people to make their own sexual choices without throwing them off a rooftop, hey, you know what? That's probably more of a statement than going out there putting on the rainbow flag. Hey, how about when you go out there, how about you pull up a Neil Dariush? For people who don't know, we did a segment on that. Hopefully he'll fight for the UFC belt. He was in, was it Abu Dhabi or Dubai? I believe it was Dubai. No, it was Abu Dhabi, maybe. I don't know. Fight Island. It's its own area. So this was in, the UAE. And when he won, what did he say? Actually, guys, maybe we can pull that clip. If you guys can.
Okay, I'm not going to watch the clip, but the larger point that Crowder is trying to make is that America's such a bastion of advocating for homosexuality and the right to commit sodomy. That's basically the point that Crowder is trying to make, and it is a bad point. So as we can see on his Twitter, it gets pretty worse, or it's a lot more open-ended on his Twitter when he floats this position. Who has done more for the homosexual transvestite cult than the United States of America? And then he says, nobody. And a lot of people in the comments pointed out that this is an L take. This is not a good thing, was my specific response. Obviously, he's being called gay. This is an L. And the idea of this take, it's a bad take. This is not a W. This is an L. This is a complete L by Steven Crowder. Let's look at all the ways that he is, betraying a witness in Christ. And this is subtle. A lot of you guys do it too. But one of the things you never hear me do is you don't hear me talk about sin in acronyms. The acronym is designed to confuse. It is designed to make something extremely morally abhorrent seem innocuous. You're just attaching the letters to it. You're a G, you're a T, you're an L. When in reality, you're a sodomite, homosexual, or a transvestite, or a pedophile, or a pederast. These words have a lot more of a sting to them. They have a lot more of a stronger connotation if you want to be more grammatical about them. And these are not words that, and when you use this acronym, you betray it. You're using their language. You're using enemy language, and the enemy language, like I said, is designed to appear innocuous, and it's designed to confuse. The second error in this is community, and I don't really think it's a community. I think it's more of a cult. It is a religious devotion, and it's basically the state religion of the United States. You can't offend this group among the other unnamed group that Kanye West loves offending these days. But this is, I believe it's a cult. It's not a community. A community is something, that binds people together. This is what happens if you try to leave. They just deny your existence, essentially. That's cult-like behavior. What happens if you step out of line? What happens if you say, I want to vote Republican? It's no longer a community. It's a cult. And we do see in the Bible, there are instances of homosexuality in the Bible. And it's associated with cult prostitutes. Or male prostitutes. So, you look in the Book of Kings, you see these types of things. So, for anyone that says there's only a handful of Bible verses that talk about homosexuality, not true. Male prostitutes in the Old Testament, throughout the Old Testament, definitely talking about homosexuality. And it was commended when the king of Israel took care of this nonsense. So, and then the United States of America. He says that the United States of America has done more for this than any other country. And this is a laughable statement, as though Canada doesn't exist, France doesn't exist, UK doesn't exist, pretty much all of Western Europe doesn't exist, a lot of Eastern Europe doesn't exist. This is just a clown take. It's a clown take. And it doesn't exactly help the fact that, let me pull up the most recent article that I wrote. So Greece also does more for the homosexual transvestite movement than the United States of America. This is an article I wrote earlier today. Greek soccer player jailed for opposing transgenderism. This came out of Greece. His name is Vasilis Ziartas. I'm not great with Greek pronunciations, so feel free to comment below what the actual pronunciation is of that word. But he is a very good soccer player for Greece. He's pretty much a household name from what I understand. There's a hate speech law that was tied to his opposition to a law about having 15-year-olds undergo mutilation surgery. And he spoke out against that, and because he did that in 2017, so 5 years ago, he is now facing prison sentence of 10 months and a 5,000 euro fine for a social media post. Greece is doing more for this movement than the United States, because that is what they want to do. In Canada, going back to the whole, this is a religion, they have apostasy laws. You cannot do certain counseling. You basically can't do biblical counseling or share the gospel to homosexuals in Canada. They basically made that a law that you cannot do that. You'll face jail time. Now, obviously, I believe that the church should still break that law, because that law is an affront to God's law. But nonetheless, Canada is doing more than the United States. And in the United States, you're seeing a lot more of these apostasy laws, gay apostasy laws, emerge in the country. And again, that's sort of a euphemism, so I hope you can figure that stuff out. But you're seeing that a lot. And for a professing Christian to say that, it's treat it like a good thing that the United States does so much, is a betrayal of witness. It just is. But, it's also a betrayal of witness, in my opinion. You're bearing false witness to use preferred pronouns, which Steven Crowder also does. So, this isn't how we do it. And I don't know whether that is readily apparent in what looks like a decline in Steven Crowder's influence on conservative media. You can look on his YouTube channel. He does not get the views that he used to, and I don't believe that is solely censorship. I don't think that censorship is the only factor at play there. I think he's hemorrhaging his audience a little bit. And part of why he's hemorrhaging his audience is because he's kind of a gatekeeper. We discussed this in a meme a couple of weeks ago on a live stream. But yeah, I mean, I do think he's up there with Ben Shapiro and being a gatekeeper for conservatism. He doesn't want conservatism to go to the right. He also wants to pretend like the most pro-life position doesn't exist. So he doesn't hold a biblical position on abortion, doesn't really hold a biblical position on transgenderism or homosexuality, evidently. And it's bad. It's bad for his witness to the church. It's bad for his content, I would say, and it's not a biblical witness. So I just want to do a quick video on this topic. If you like this video, again, like I said, subscribe to the channel and also drop the like button. If you really like this content, you can head on over to evangelicaldarkweb.org. Check out our newsletter. That's also linked in the description below. And you can also, the newsletter's free, the telegram's free, but if you want to support our ministry, evangelicaldarkweb.org/join is where you can do that for as little as $5 a month, or do what you want to do with the other options there as well. And you get more access to more content. Have a blessed day. Let me know what you think about what I think, and I will catch you on the next one.